You know, it took us 3 days just to get to the beginning part of this journey.
And somehow it already feels like an adventure we didn't expect.
We're here in Key West, Florida, the southernmost point of the Palm Trees to Icebergs journey.
And if this is how it starts, we can only imagine what's ahead.
Our home base here in Key West is Boyd's Campground. It's famous throughout the United States for its scenery and how beautiful it is.
It's tucked right along the water. Palm trees swaying and that warm ocean breeze reminding you you're definitely not in a hurry anymore.
There's something about pulling into a place like this after a long drive.
You just exhale.
And for us, that's part of the story, not just where you go,
but where you land at the end of the day.
We did hear something interesting while we were here.
Apparently, they have moved the southernmost point.
Now, I'm not exactly sure how that works.
Because it seems like the southernmost point should be the southernmost point.
But they moved it to help with the crowds.
Which means somewhere out there,
there's a more southernmost point just minding its own business and wandering around. Key West has a way of attracting storytellers.
Maybe it's the light, maybe it's the pace, or maybe it's just something in the air.
You know, Ernest Hemingway lived and wrote here.
And just down the road, Tennessee Williams found inspiration too.
Two very different voices.
Both shaped by the same island.
It makes you wonder how much a place can shape a story.
And then there's Jimmy Buffett,
who probably did more for Key West tourism than anyone else.
There is music in the street, flip-flops everywhere.
And just enough it doesn't matter in the air to make you slow down. But Key West isn't just a laid-back island life.
Right here sits the little White House,
where presidents came to work, think, and lead.
It's a reminder that even in places that feel far away,
important decisions were still being made. And also learned
parts of Key West weren't even here originally.
The Navy actually built them using fill from the ocean. So between moving the southernmost point
and building new land,
we're starting to rethink this geography thing. Is it more of a suggestion down here?
Of course, every good stop needs good food.
And we ended up at Pepe's.
Yes, we had to have a cheeseburger in paradise, even if it wasn't Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. But we found out Pepe's was the oldest eating establishment in Key West.
And maybe even in the entire state of Florida.
And honestly,
it kind of looked like it, didn't it?
But in the best possible way.
Turns out it was also one of President Truman's favorite places.
Which makes sense considering the little White House was just down the road.
Simple food, full of history, and a place that's been doing the same thing the same way for a long time. And then there's the Salty Frog,
which might be the most Key West name we've heard yet.
Let's just say the food was good.
And the atmosphere was even better.
You know, we actually did some comparisons of who had the best key lime pie.
Mm-hmm.
Pepe's was on the list. It had good. The Salty Frog had some. It was good. But our favorite place was
the Blonde Giraffe.
The Blonde Giraffe. And then there's the Sunset.
Mallory Square.
We expected something quiet, maybe even a little reflective.
But that's not exactly what we found.
People lined up 20 deep along the rail there.
But it was a fun place. Street performers were everywhere. Artists, street artists, music, energy everywhere.
And we're pretty sure half of Florida was there at the same time.
It felt more like an event rather than a moment.
Everyone trying to catch the same sunset.
From the same place at the same time. But even in all of that,
we still found our moment.
Yes. a sailboat on the horizon,
palm trees bending in the wind.
and just for a second,
It all slowed down. This is how our journey begins,
not just miles on a map.
but moments that remind us of why we go,
We are exploring God's creation,
one story at a time.
Feel the rhythm, let it flow in the breeze where the palm trees grow. Sunshine high,